From wildfires in Los Angeles to bombed skies in Gaza, the world burns with reminders of Allah's power and humanity's transgressions. Reflect before it's too late.
The skies over Los Angeles were not their usual tranquil blue, but burned a fiery orange, as if reflecting the divine reminder of Allah's power and justice. Wildfires, fierce and unrelenting, swept through the affluent neighborhoods of Hollywood Hills, reducing grand mansions to ash. Symbols of human achievement, wealth, power, and fame were obliterated in moments, reminding us of the temporary nature of this world. In their helplessness, the rich and influential, those often viewed as untouchable, watched the worldly possessions vanish. This was a stark reminder that none is immune to Allah's decree, and no fortress can protect from His will. A tale of two fires. However, the devastation of Los Angeles is not an isolated story. Thousands of miles away, in the besieged land of Gaza, another fire burns, not of nature, but of human oppression. The skies there are alight with glow of bombs, turning homes into rubble and dreams into ashes. Families are shattered, neighborhoods destroyed, and innocent children cry out in anguish, their voices rising to the heavens in desperate supplication. These two fires, one fueled by the recklessness of humanity against nature, the other by the cruelty of oppression, are connected by a shared truth. Both are manifestations of human transgression and reminders of Allah's justice. Corruption on earth. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, created the earth in perfect balance as a sign of His mercy and precision. Yet mankind, in its arrogance, disturbs this balance through greed, neglect, and disregard for His commands. The Quran states in Surah Rum, corruption has appeared throughout the land and sea by what the hands of people have earned, so He may let them taste part of the consequence of what they have done, that perhaps they will return to righteousness. From the wildfires to floods, earthquakes to wars, these calamities are not random occurrences. They are warnings and opportunities for reflection. They remind us of the consequences of our actions, urging humanity to turn back to Allah before it's too late. The cry of the oppressed. While natural disasters reflect humanity's neglect of Allah's creation, the suffering of the oppressed reflects a failure to uphold His commands. In Gaza, Syria, Yemen, and beyond, the cries of innocent people rise daily, bearing witness to the tyranny and greed that dominate the world. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Beware of the supplication of the oppressed, for there is no barrier between it and Allah. These cries are heard by Allah, the most just, and they are a warning to those who perpetrate injustice. How much longer will humanity ignore the suffering of others? How much longer will we turn away from Allah's commands for justice, mercy, and compassion?" A call to reflect and repent. Despite our failings, Allah's mercy remains vast and encompassing. Every hardship, every disaster, and every moment of suffering is an opportunity for humanity to repent and reform. Allah does not wrong His creation. Rather, it is we who wrong ourselves. The Quran reminds us in Surah Zumar, "Say, O my servants, who have transgressed against themselves by sinning, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful." The signs are clear. The balance of the earth, the cries of the oppressed, and the collapse of human arrogance all point to the need for reflection and change. A path forward. True change begins when we return to the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. It requires humility, sincerity, and a commitment to prioritize Allah's pleasure over worldly gain. We must care for the earth as a trust from Allah, stand firmly against oppression, and embody justice and mercy in our daily lives. Let us heed the warnings before us and embrace the opportunity to reform. For Allah is both the severe and punishment and the most merciful. The choice is ours. A final reflection. As we witness the trials and tribulations in our world, let us remember that Allah's wisdom is beyond our comprehension. Every hardship is a test, and every blessing is a trust. The time to act is now. Reflect, repent, and reform, for the signs of Allah's reminders are clear, and His mercy is always within reach, and Allah knows best.